Κατά Μάρκον.
Chapter 5.
Και ήλθον εις το πέραν της θαλάσσης εις την χώραν των Γερασινών.
And they came to the other side of the sea, into the country of the Gerasenes.
Και εξελθόντος αυτού εκ του πλοίου ευθύς υπήντησεν αυτό εκ των μνημείων άνθρωπος εν πνεύματι ακαθάρτο.
And when he was come out of the boat, straightway there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit.
Ως την κατοίκησιν είχεν εν της μνήμασιν, και ουδέ αλύση ουκέτι ουδήσε δύνατο αυτόν δίσε.
Who had his dwelling in the tombs, and no man could any more bind him, no, not with a chain.
Διά το αυτόν πολλάκις πέδες και αλύσες ιδεδέσθε και διεσπάσθε υπ' αυτού τας αλύσεις και τας πέδα συντετρίφθε, και ουδείς ισχύεν αυτόν δαμάσε.
Because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains. And the chains had been rent asunder by him. And the fetters broken in pieces. And no man had strength to tame him.
Και δια παντός νυκτός και ημέρας εν της μνήμασιν και εν της ώρεσιν ειν κράζων και κατακόπτων. Εαυτόν λύθης.
And always, night and day, in the tombs and in the mountains, he was crying out, and cutting himself with stones.
Και ειδών τον Ιησούν από μακρόθεν έδραμεν και προσεκίνησεν αυτόν.
And when he saw Jesus from afar, he ran and worshipped him.
Και κράξας φωνή μεγάλη λέγει, τι εμεί και εσύ, Ιησού Υιέ του Θεού του υψίστου. Ορκίζωσε τον Θεόν. Μη με βασανίσεις.
And crying out with a loud voice, he saith, What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God, torment me not.
Έλεγεν γάρ αυτό, έξελθε το πνεύμα το ακάθαρτον εκ του ανθρώπου.
For he said unto him, Come forth, thou unclean spirit, out of the man.
Και επιρώτα αυτόν, τι όνομα σοι, και λέγει αυτό, λεγίον όνομα μη, ότι πολυέσμεν.
And he asked him, What is thy name? And he saith unto him, My name is Legion, for we are many.
Και παρεκάλει αυτόν πολλά ή να μη αυτά αποστείλει έξω της χώρας.
And he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country.
Ην δε εκεί προς το όρια γέλη χείρων μεγάλη βοσκομένη.
Now there was there on the mountainside a great herd of swine feeding.
Και παρεκάλεσαν αυτόν λέγοντες, πέμψον ημάς εις τους χείρους, ή να εις αυτούς εισέλθομεν.
And they besought him, saying, Send us into the swine, that we may enter into them.
Και επέτρεψεν αυτοίς. Και εξελθόντα τα πνεύματα τα ακάθαρτα εισήλθον εις τους χείρους. Και ορμήσεν η αγέλη κατά του κρυμνού εις την θάλασσαν. Ως δυσχύλιοι. Και επνίγοντο εν τη θαλάσσι.
And he gave them leave. And the unclean spirits came out, and entered into the swine. And the herd rushed down the steep into the sea, in number about 2,000. And they were drowned in the sea.
Και οι βόσκοντες αυτούς έφυγον και απήγγειλαν εις την πόλην και εις τους αγρούς, και ήλθον. Ιδίν τι έστιν το γεγονός.
And they that fed them fled, and told it in the city, and in the country, and they came to see what it was that had come to pass.
Και έρχονται προς τον Ιησούν. Και θεωρούσιν τον δαιμονιζόμενον καθήμενον ηματισμένον και σοφρονούντα. Τον εσχικότα τον λεγιώνα. Και εφοβήθησαν.
And they come to Jesus. And behold him that was possessed with demons sitting, clothed and in his right mind, even him that had the legion. And they were afraid.
Και διηγήσαντο αυτοίς οι ειδώντες πως εγένετο το δαιμονιζομένο και περί των χείρων.
And they that saw it declared unto them how it befell him that was possessed with demons. And concerning the swine,
Και ήρξαν το παρακάλειν αυτόν απελθήν από των ορίων αυτών.
And they began to beseech him to depart from their borders.
Και εμβαίνοντος αυτού εις το πλοίον παρεκάλει αυτόν ο δαιμονισθής να μετ' αυτού ή.
And as he was entering into the boat, he that had been possessed with demons besought him that he might be with him.
Και ουκ αφήκεν αυτόν. Αλλά λέγει αυτό, είπαγε εις τον οίκον σου προς τους σους. Και απάγγειλον αυτής όσα ο Κύριος υπεποιήκεν και ηλέησεν σε.
And he suffered him not, but saith unto him, Go to thy house unto thy friends, and tell them how great things the Lord hath done for thee, and how he had mercy on thee.
Και απήλθεν και ήρξα το κηρύσσιν εν τη δεκαπόλη όσα επίησεν αυτό ο Ιησούς, και πάντες εθαύμαζον.
And he went his way, and began to publish in Decapolis how great things Jesus had done for him. And all men marveled.
Και διαπεράσαντος του Ιησού εν το πλοίο πάλιν εις το πέραν συνήχθη όχλος πολλής επ' αυτόν. Και ειν παρά την θάλασσαν.
And when Jesus had crossed over again in the boat unto the other side, a great multitude was gathered unto him, and he was by the sea.
Και έρχεται εις των αρχισυναγώγων, ονόματι Ιάηρος, και ειδών αυτόν πίπτει προς τους πόδας αυτού.
And there cometh one of the rulers of the synagogue, Jairus by name, and seeing him, he falleth at his feet.
Και παρακαλεί αυτόν πολλά λέγον ότι το θυγάτριον μου εσχάτως έχει. Ή να ελθόν επιθείς τας χείρας αυτή ή να σωθεί και ζήσει.
And beseecheth him much, saying, My little daughter is at the point of death. I pray thee, that thou come and lay thy hands on her, that she may be made whole, and live.
Και απήλθεν μετ' αυτού, και οικολούθη αυτό όχλος πολλής, και συνέθλιβον αυτόν.
And he went with him, and a great multitude followed him, and they thronged him.
Και γυνίουσα εν ρίση αίματος 12 έτη.
And a woman, who had an issue of blood 12 years.
Και πολλά παθούσα υπό πολλών ιατρών και δαπανίσασα τα παραυτής πάντα και μηδέν ωφεληθήσα αλλά. Μάλλον εις το χείρον ελθούσα.
And had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing bettered, but rather grew worse.
Ακούσασα περί του Ιησού, ελθούσα εν το όχλο όπισθεν ύψατο του ηματίου αυτού.
Having heard the things concerning Jesus, came in the crowd behind, and touched his garment.
Έλεγεν γάρ ότι εάν άψομαι καν των ηματίων αυτού σωθήσομαι.
For she said, If I touch but his garments, I shall be made whole.
Και ευθύς εξηράνθη η πηγή του αίματος αυτής, και έγνω το σώματι ότι ήατε από της μάστιγος.
And straightway the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of her plague.
Και ευθύς ο Ιησούς επιγνούσεν εαυτό την εξ αυτού δύναμην εξελθούσαν επιστραφής εν το όχλο. Έλεγεν, τις μου ύψατο των ηματίων.
And straightway Jesus, perceiving in himself that the power proceeding from him had gone forth, turned him about in the crowd, and said, Who touched my garments?
Και έλεγον αυτό οι μαθηταί αυτού, βλέπεις τον όχλον συνθλίβοντας σε, και λέγεις, τις μου ύψατο.
And his disciples said unto him, Thou seest the multitude thronging thee, and sayest thou, Who touched me?
Και περιεβλέπετο ειδήν την τούτο ποιήσασαν.
And he looked round about to see her that had done this thing.
Είδε γυνή φοβηθήσα και τρέμουσα. Ιδιαία ο μικρόν με τόνο γέγον εν αυτή. Ήλθεν και προσέπεσεν αυτό και είπεν αυτό πάσαν την αλήθιαν.
But the woman fearing and trembling, knowing what had been done to her, came and fell down before him, and told him all the truth.
Ο δε είπεν αυτή, θυγάτηρ. Η πίστη σου σέσωκεν σε, είπαγε εις ειρήνην. Και εις θυγείς από της μάστιγός σου.
And he said unto her, Daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague.
Έτι αυτού λαλούντος έρχονται από του αρχισυναγώγου λέγοντες ότι η θυγάτηρ σου απέθανεν, τι έτι. Σκύλις των διδάσκαλων.
While he yet spake, they come from the ruler of the synagogue's house saying, Thy daughter is dead. Why troublest thou the teacher any further?
Ο δε Ιησούς παρακούσας των λόγων λαλούμενων λέγει το αρχισυναγώγο, μη φοβού, μόνον πίστευε.
But Jesus, not heeding the word spoken, saith unto the ruler of the synagogue, Fear not, only believe.
Και ουκ αφήκεν ουδένα μετ' αυτού συνακολουθήσε ημί των Πέτρων και Ιακωβών και Ιωάννην των αδελφών Ιακώβου.
And he suffered no man to follow with him, save Peter, and James, and John the brother of James.
Και έρχονται εις τον οίκον του αρχισυναγώγου. Και θεωρεί θόρυβον και κλαίοντας και αλαλάζοντας πολλά.
And they come to the house of the ruler of the synagogue. And he beholdeth a tumult, and many weeping and wailing greatly.
Και εισέλθον λέγει αυτής, τι θόρυβισθε και κλαίτε, το παίδιον ουκ απέθανεν αλλά κάθευδη.
And when he was entered in, he saith unto them, Why make ye a tumult, and weep? The child is not dead, but sleepeth.
Και κατεγέλων αυτού. Αυτός δε εκβαλών πάντας παραλαμβάνει τον πατέρα του παιδίου και την μητέρα και τους μετ' αυτού. Και εισπορεύεται όπου είναι το παιδίον.
And they laughed him to scorn. But he, having put them all forth, taketh the father of the child and her mother and them that were with him, and goeth in where the child was.
Και κρατήσας της χειρός του παιδίου λέγει αυτή, τάλιθα κούμ. Ο μικρόν μετώνω έστιν μεθερμινευόμενον, το κοράσιον. Σι λέγω, έγειρε.
And taking the child by the hand, he saith unto her, Talitha cumi, which is, being interpreted, Damsel, I say unto thee, arise.
Και ευθύς ανέστη το κοράσιον και περιεπάτη. Ειν γάρε των 12. Και εξέστησαν ευθύς εκστάση μεγάλη.
And straightway the damsel rose up, and walked, for she was 12 years old. And they were amazed straightway with a great amazement.
Και διεστήλατο αυτής πολλά ή να μη δεις γνή τούτο, και είπεν δοθήνε αυτή φαγήν.
And he charged them much that no man should know this. And he commanded that something should be given her to eat.